What are the best current NBA players that we need to be investing in? That's the biggest question right now. And sometimes it's hard to tell because not everyone's up to their full potential. And that's what people are trying to predict is what's going to happen in the future for a lot of these players that are young stars in the league right now, but we have no idea exactly what they're going to amount to. And even if they do, say, win a championship, win an MVP, and win a finals MVP, and um, do a lot of great things in the league and have a long career and put up a lot of stats and stay relatively injury free. Does that mean that they're going to be a highly collectible player in the future? Well, we've seen many times in the past, in fact, 99 out of 100 times in the past, the answer is no. The hobby gets bored of a certain player. The reason people like new players is that it's something different. It's something interesting and new, and they're young, okay, and there's potential, and people try to invest in potential. That's what people like to buy. People are retail investors, and people are swayed by their emotions. So that's what they want to spend their money on. Money is spent on love, basically. Love is shown through money spent. So when you have players that are young and hot and new and flashy and cocky and confident, and I'm sure there's a lot of players that are coming to mind as I speak on this topic that you can think of, you'll start to realize that, okay, what are these players going to look like in 5 years from now? Probably similar to what they look like today, but maybe people won't be quite as interested in them then as they are now, simply because they've lost juice. They've lost hobby juice, and that tends to happen. That's why you see a Luka Doncic rookie patch auto card selling for $5 million. Then that might sound ridiculous, and it is ridiculous. And the person who bought that is going to be left holding the bag. So you got to look at that. You got to look at some of these other young stars. Look at Trae Young. Trae Young, people were spending a lot of money on his rookie cards, his parallel cards, his numbered stuff, his base, whatever they could get their hands on. They were throwing money at it because he was young and cocky, and he had the crazy hair and he was shooting shots from the logo. So people were like, okay, I need to go spend my money. Well, that's not an investment, and it's not necessarily something that you can do over the long term. Maybe you can get a quick flip. Maybe you can get it at the start of the hype and kind of sell into the hype as you go along, and that's fine. If you would have done that with Luka Doncic right at the perfect time, right before the big hobby boom, and right before his card skyrocketed, and then sold, right into the hype, you could have made some money. But a lot of people do what most people do, which is buy into the hype, and then they end up losing money because the price of the cards come down in value. Now, if you want to buy current day players that you can watch and be fans of, that's great. But you have to realize that there's certain players that have already had success and will likely continue to have success that are going to be less of a speculation than someone who hasn't had any success, really. And it's still a speculation. It's not as much of a speculation, but that's what we're talking about, current day players. And first guy on my list is going to be Kawhi Leonard. Now let's take a look at one